Let's try to see some of the practical things about some of the advanced DML statements, where we have seen in the previous session about the theoretical concepts about the select statement, where we can use to simplify the retrieval of the data, how we can use select statement, how we can use string patterns, and how we can use some set of values or ranges. So that is what we are going to see in this session. For this, let's try to see means we have author table already created, and if you wanted to retrieve, then we generally use this author select star from author, where it will just retrieve all the records as we can see it here. Now the thing is, sometimes we don't want to see all the columns, so at that time we can just use select first name comma last name from, and maybe email from author table. So this is also we can do, and if you just try to run it as well, means you can just give this a particular record. So this is one way where we can just simplify our uh, columns or retrieval, where if suppose there are hundreds of columns in a table, and if you just we don't want to retrieve that all the hundreds of columns, but we want to just specific columns to be retrieved, then we can use this way to retrieve the data. Then there is another way where we have some requirements. Suppose we have some requirement and there are like millions of records in a table, and we are not sure the complete last name, let's say, means. So suppose we wanted to just retrieve the records which are starting with W. So how we can do that? For that, we can just use this statement like select star from author table, where we can use this where condition, where last name, and then we can use this like operator, and then in a quotation we can just use W as a starting character, and after that any character. So this percentage symbol will denote that whatever characters, whether it is alphabetical character or number, it should retrieve all the records which are starting with W. If you try to just execute this, then you can see this query just gives the two records which are having the last name which starts with the W. So this is the way we can do this. There are other things as well, other patterns as well we can use. Suppose I wanted to find out that whatever the columns which are having the let's say email is of Gmail type. So that also we can do that, and select for that we can use select star from author, where email is like we can just mention the percentage is at the first place, and I wanted to get all the records which are of gmail.com. So whatever uh, records having the email ID which is of gmail.com, then we can get all these records as well. So this percentage wild character will tell the SQL engine that retrieve all the records which are having any character before gmail.com. And if I just try to run this now, you can see all the gmail.com email IDs records has been displayed. So this is the one way we can use this wild character, which is a percentage character, to get our expected result. So these are the things which we can do, and now there are other things as well we can do it. Now suppose we do have one other table which is called as select star from book, which, and if I try to retrieve, there are two records I have inserted just for our testing. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to retrieve the results which are having the page number. So this is the page number quantity which is I wanted to retrieve, and I wanted to retrieve the records which are having where pages. Uh, so this is the one column which is here. I wanted to retrieve which is the pages which are greater than um, 200, or greater than equal to 200, or less than equal to 300. That is something which is I wanted to specify. Then if I mention like this, greater than equal to 200, and pages is less than equal to 300. So if there are any records which are having pages of 200 or more, or less than or equal to 300, then it should retrieve the data. So if I just try to execute that, then it will just give the those records which are having page numbers in between this range. So this is one thing which is we can do. This is one way. There is a similar thing which we can do in a more simplified way as well. Select star from book, we can write where we can just write pages between 200 and 300. So this way you can give it, and if I just try to run it as well, it will give the same record. That is something which is we can give. Suppose I wanted to retrieve the record which is from between let's say 200 or 300, then I can execute as well. So all these records which will come. So that is something which is we can do with the help of this between operator or less than or greater than symbol as well. So the same thing which we can achieve. Now there is another thing which we wanted to do is so let's say means we do have this author table, and in operator also we can use. Suppose I wanted to get the records which are just from the India and USA countries. So what I can do, I can write a select star from author where country is equal to India or country is equal to USA. So this way I can write, and you can see if I just try to run, then it just give the record which are of India or USA. Now this similar thing which we can achieve is some simplified way as well with the in operator, which is nothing but where we can mention as country is in operator we can use, and we can mention India comma USA. So this will be more simplified, and if you just try to run it, it will give the same result. So this in operator can be done with this. Instead of having this country is equal to India or country is equal to USA or some other countries writing it multiple times, we can simplify it with this in operator and give the list of values in these brackets. So these are the things which we can do with some of the retrieval of the data. We have seen how we can use this string patterns, then between operator ranges, or then this in operator as well, just to simplify our data retrieval. I hope you liked it, and I will see you in next session.